Our understanding is that in April of this year, ANZ received a human rights grievance from Tiwi Islands and Larrakia traditional owners over its alleged involvement in a loan connected to Santos Barossa project. Now, as of today, we understand that ANZ is also the only one of the big four Australian banks to not formally acknowledge the human rights grievance or formally accept it, to not acknowledge the relationship with Santos, as it requires permission from Santos to accept the human rights grievance. Now, we also understand that ANZ has not yet responded to the requests of the complainants, including a senior leader, elder and traditional owner of the Tiwi Islands, to engage in a dialogue on country regarding the human rights complaint. Now, this is the first human rights grievance that ANZ has received since it established its grievance mechanism framework. That framework was established in November 2021 following the incident with a loan to a Cambodian sugar plantation company that allegedly displaced hundreds of families. So given that ANZ has not yet acknowledged the human rights impacts of the Barossa project or hasn't yet formally accepted the complaint, my question is whether you, Mr. Elliott, will agree to meet the claimants for a dialogue on country. And the reason I ask this question is because last week, Tiwi traditional owners travelled thousands of kilometres to meet with Westpac and requested the same of Mr. Peter King. He did agree after the meeting to meet with them for a dialogue on country. Now, I'm not asking you to acknowledge any relationship or any involvement in the loan. I am just asking if you will agree, like Mr. King, to agree to meet the claimants for a dialogue on country.
Carl,
thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Vip. And I just preface by saying that we won't be discussing individual customers, as you said. Carl, it's good to see you, by the way. Thank you for making the trip to come here. And I also want to reassure you that the board takes a very active interest in how these grievances are raised, and we're well aware of the issues you're talking about. But Shane, did you want to respond specifically?
Yeah, I'm very happy to answer the question. The simple answer is yes. And after we did see the request at another bank, we actually reached out proactively to the representatives of the Tiwi Islands and offered that I would make a trip early in the new year, as whenever practical. Very happy to go and listen to their perspectives on that proposed transaction, but just more broadly. So yes, the answer is yes.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott.